All right, kindergarten friends. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of review for modules today, because yesterday we went on a big adventure and we went on some adventures and we did some traveling around the world. So today we're going to review the places we visited. All right. So yesterday, these are the places we learned about. Remember, we got into our airplanes and we traveled. We went to Canada, Alberta, Canada. And based on these pictures, what kind of weather is it in Canada normally? Looks pretty cold. How do we know that? Because there's snow on the ground, and you can't have snow unless it's cold outside. So here in our book, it says Alberta, Canada, just when you can't even remember spring, that wind chinook blows like a dragon. And quicker than you can say medicine hat, the biggest snow fort ever is nothing but a dragon-shaped patch in somebody's backyard. So, like we said, it snows a lot in Canada, but it's not always cold. As we see here, the snow is melting, and animals are coming back out, and it seems like we're seeing more green than white. So that shows how the weather can change in Canada too. All right, so this is what we talked about. Canada, the weather is cold, and we saw people wearing hats, and people have skis and sleds. Next, we went to Paris, France. Ms. Hogan's never been to Paris, but Ms. Riley, another kindergarten teacher, has been to Paris. How fun! And so looking at these pictures, what do we think the weather is like in Paris? It looks to me like the sun is shining. We see some nice cumulus clouds, which means a sunshiny day. In Paris, France, it says the sun slips out, still winter pale, but all over the city, at bus stops and markets, on small streets and grand boulevards. People are hurrying to work or school. People huddled in their coats and scarves, sitting at outdoor cafes and sipping chocolate. All of them turn up their faces to enjoy the sun's shy smile. So even though the sun is out, it's still a little chilly, but it's not so cold that people can't go to work. We see in this picture that people are busy. There's people working at the food stand, there's people working in this shop, there's people walking around getting ready to go to work. So Paris, France is a busy place no matter the weather. And we see the sun peeking out from behind the cumulus clouds in the sky. All right, so Paris, it's sunny but still chilly. People wear scarves and coats, as we saw in the picture. That's what they were wearing. Last, we visited Central Thailand. Central Thailand is very far away, but an awesome place with a really cool culture. So we see in this picture, I don't see very many clouds in the sky, but it's a very bright sunny day. It seems like a sunny day, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's warm like we saw in Paris. So let's see if it's warm in Central Thailand too. In Central Thailand, it's too hot to plant rice. It's too hot to pick rice, but it's not too hot to spell rice on the blackboard in the school. So in Central Thailand, oh, it's hot. It's too hot to plant rice, and it's too hot to pick rice. So I think in Thailand, they must eat a lot of rice in that culture. That must be one of their favorite foods. And you see over here in the picture, there's a big sunshine, but I don't see any clouds to cover it up at all. So it must be a really hot day. But it's not too hot for these friends to go to school. They're working on their writing, they're working on their math, it looks like, playing some games, reading some books. Looks like a fun day in school. And they kind of get to go to school outside. That's kind of cool too. So in Central Thailand, we learned that it is hot. They wear sandals and shorts. Okay, so that is just a little review of what we talked about yesterday in modules about all the places we traveled to, what the temperature was like, what the people were wearing, and what the people were doing. because the weather is different all around the world. And that's what we learned about Canada, Paris, and Thailand. Alberta, Canada, Paris, France, and Central Thailand. Those were the 3 places we traveled to yesterday, and we've reviewed them today to make sure we remember about different places around the world and what the weather is like. All right, friends, so that was our review. Great job. Go ahead and get back on Canvas and finish your work.